Welcome. My name is Stacy Fritz, and I am the host of our Food for Thought series with Believe Big. You get to have lunch with me. And I tease, but lunch with me means that I'm making the lunch. After this show today, I will put in the show notes this incredible salad. Why I love this salad, two reasons. The first is it's one of my favorite hacks. I probably make this salad 3 times a week. The reason why is because it tastes great fresh and it also tastes great as a leftover. So I end up doubling up this recipe. That's the first reason. It's easy to make. I make it frequently. It's delicious. But the other is that it contains so many of our phytochemicals, our superfoods that are good for healing. Now I say that because the salad that I'm getting ready to show you that I make is customizable. Meaning if I put something in this salad and you're like, oh, nope, Stacy, I can't do it. I don't like it. It's not good for me. My oncology nutritionist said, no, it's okay. That's the beauty of this salad. It's extremely flexible. I saw recently that Chris Wark also put out a cancer fighting salad. So I'm also going to include that because my ingredients are a little bit different, but the idea is the same. I'm going to go one better and show you how I can do it in under 5 minutes. So don't judge, because I do use hacks as well. And wherever you are located, I'm really hoping that you have something like a Trader Joe's. So I'm going to show you something first. I'm going to show you 2 pre-made salad bags, right? Not important what they are, but these are from Trader Joe's. And a pre-made salad bag typically comes with whatever the salad ingredients are, but it also comes with this fun stuff, these fun packages. So in this one, there's a pack of cheese. There's also, they look like, I hate to say it, Fritos, like crunchy things. And then this is a salad dressing. Again, it makes no difference what's inside of the salad bag. I chose the salad because I was looking for the rainbow assorted vegetables, as many as I could find, orange, red, purple, white, green, anything that I could find. So I chose 2 bags of salad that had 2 different baggies of extra stuff. Here's what I do. My husband's not really happy about this, but I get rid of that. Step number 1 is if you are somebody that really loves to dice and chop and prep and whatnot, please find your favorite vegetables and do that as standalone. Today is about some of my favorite hacks and some information that I hope will make your life easier on this journey. As a reminder, I've been on this journey 2 times with 2 very special family members. I know this journey from the perspective of a caregiver, and my role, in fact, in both of those scenarios was to do just as I'm doing, to find ways to make life easier. So I do feel like I'm a very good spokesperson on the journey riding its side saddle. I cannot speak on how it feels personally, but I can tell you how it feels as a devoted sister and a devoted daughter. All right. So that said, I threw away what I will call, forgive me, Trader Joe's, as junk. Do you agree with me, Lynette? Junk?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Those always go in the garbage.
Exactly. So the second part of that is in that same aisle, there was this bag of shredded green and red cabbage that had no extra stuff. And I bought that as well. And notice, it said organic. There's many different layers to the salad. All I want you to do is get a plethora of vegetables in there, the word being phytochemicals and phytonutrients. Think of the word fight, and they're disease fighting. So this is what my bowl looks like. Okay, that's 2 bags of that salad minus all the stuff. Now, I don't know who invented this, but I want to send them an email and say, I love you. This is the best thing ever. This is called an OXO chopper. I don't care about name brands, but this happens to have a brand, OXO, right? I'm sure that there's other. So I took those 2 bags of salad and all I did was I made a chopped salad. Here's why I love chopped salads. They're incredibly forgiving by way of any wilting, by way of like big, ginormous pieces. And I don't know why a chopped salad tastes so great, but it really does. And so I'm just taking this OXO chopper in a big bowl, and I'm just making this as small as possible. So I end up with something like this. Now look at all those beautiful colors. I've got green, light green. I've got orange from the carrots. I've got some white. I've got some cabbage, some purple cabbage. Great, right? Not enough. My job in this salad, this funfetti salad, which is not the same as the funfetti cake, is to add as many of the superfoods as I possibly can. So on the side, away from you all, what I did was I roasted one sweet potato, one sweet potato. Again, for many of us on this journey, potatoes of any kind are not favored. I get it, but please understand a sweet potato in particular has got some incredible phytonutrients and chemicals in there. We want immune boosting and inflammatory decreasing foods to go in the salad. And for me, a sweet potato is a must. If it's not for you, remember the salad is very forgiving and you don't have to include it. So I'm just already diced up the cooked sweet potato and I added it in there. Do you know my favorite nightshade? Which again, I bring up the word nightshade because those of us who are on the cancering journey, that may not be good for us. But nightshades are things like eggplant, tomatoes are a great example. They've got a thicker outer skin. That's important when it comes to the phytochemicals and phytonutrients. When you have vegetables and fruits like this that have really rich colors but a tougher skin, think about what can't penetrate. They're designed in nature for bugs not to be able to get in there easily. So why I'm saying that to you is the skin, which contains what's called a lot of lycopene, is also a very good phytochemical. It's fighting off anything that's trying to get a hold of it and ruin it. Make sense? Questions about that? So nightshades are not your jam. Don't add them. They're fine on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to throw a bunch of them in. I already cut them up. And just side note, if you're from Maryland, I want you to know that the first annual tomato festival was held last Saturday, of which the tomatoes that I just added to the fun salad were from there. Super important that the tomatoes that you buy, in this case, are from an organic scenario. I guess they have a tougher skin, but things like tomatoes with pesticides and whatnot, that's a must for me. In fact, with all my vegetables, if you are able to, I highly encourage you to purchase local and then also organic. Really important. It's like an extra layer. I've got two more for you before we add our beautiful dressing. What would a salad be without the miracle ingredient of the fruit of an avocado? So I'm going to go out on a limb and say this. Knowing what I know about the journey, fat, healthy fat is very important. I don't want to make a blanket statement, but avocado, not only is it a fruit, but it is considered also one of our superfoods. This is a healthy fat. I did not buy organic in this case. It was a thicker outer layer, but again, you could. In addition to that, I chopped this last night, and little hack, if you put the pit in there, you prevent the browning, right? So I'm going to add my avocado in here. Now, for me today, the best part about the salad, like I told you, is it's very versatile. You can add and take away. On some days, I might add some nuts to it. And other days, I might add some grilled organic chicken to it. For you all, again, we're not different from one another. This is a place where what do I need to add to this beautiful combination that supports my healing in a way that the ingredients are quite pronounced for that. So if you're working with one of our oncology nutritionists, Jen Nolan, Remission Nutrition in general, this would be a great salad to customize based on your customized nutrition plan. And I'm hopeful that many of you are able to add a little bit of protein to it, because what I have here is a salad that's mostly covering the two big macronutrients of fat and healthy fibrous carbohydrates. We've got to add our salad to it. I'm going to be super quick, but I'm going to show you the ingredients. Not rocket science. This is apple cider vinegar. It is from Trader Joe's and it is organic and it's raw. I have cut a lemon, which is also organic. And then I have some Himalayan sea salt and cracked pepper. And finally, really good olive oil that's not in a plastic bottle, that's organic. So what I like to do is I'll do the squeeze of the lemon directly onto my salad. I'll add a little salt and pepper, and then you customize. Again, it's like one of these things. One turn, one big squeeze, and then I mix it up and I'm ready to go. I tend to not add my protein when I make the big salad, and then I just put it in a container and put it in the refrigerator when I'm ready to eat. What do you think? You like?
Beautiful.
Love it.
What do you think, Lynette? Questions for me?
I love chopped up red onion. Would you ever add that?
Oh, yes, onions, garlic and onions and mushrooms are the top three cancer fighting. So great. I love that addition. So what would you do? Maybe add a little roasted mushrooms to it, add
Yeah.
raw onions. The rule of thumb, Paula, one of our other oncology nutritionists mentioned, is that you want to chop your garlic and then you chop your onions and you let them sit to get the full robustness of those ingredients and you throw them in here. I would also say maybe you make your dressing ahead of time and then you can add some small onions to that, which would be delicious. Ultimately, I want to encourage you all to go ahead and add the dressing that you make and put it on the salad because like I said, this salad, for whatever reason, the chopping of all the ingredients makes it not only does it maintain the crunch, but it doesn't lose the integrity of some of our salads that maybe look a little wilty. Welcome, Maria, and welcome, Tracy. I'm so glad you guys jumped on. I'm not sure if you saw, but we just prepared the fun salad that has tons of superfoods in it. And this is what I'll be having for lunch. So if I'm eating this, would you like to know what I'm drinking?
Sure.
I'll just show you one more fun hack. Does anybody make sun tea? Do you make sun tea? Okay. It might be the easiest drink ever that is so delicious. We just got back from Montana and the big thing in Montana were these huckleberries, which imagine like a blueberry, but much smaller. Okay. Huckleberries have incredible nutrient profile. Beyond that, they're a pain in the butt to pick because they're like this big. It's a lot of work and not a lot of return. So I ended up buying this beautiful huckleberry tea. Who knew that it's delicious in the sun? I'm not suggesting you go out and buy it, but what I want to bring to your attention, I'm bringing some of our old episodes in, is this lovely tea bag that it's in. It's not shiny. And why I say that is not only can we pay attention to what we're consuming, but how we are creating what we're consuming. The tea bag needs to be on the healthier side. You can look back on our older episodes and watch the whole episode on tea, but this was a great find to be able to drop this into a mason jar. I used filtered water and I stuck it outside for an hour. I used my beautiful sunflower glass. And yes, I do go that crazy because what you consume and what you drink needs to feel good and look good. That's my personal opinion. So I'm going to add my tea. I just go halfway because really sensitive to caffeine. And then our healthy Spindrift. Have you seen this one? It is half tea and half lemon. So how I add a little bit of bubble to it, I'll open up a can and then I'll just finish off that tea. And that is an amazing treat. Love it. Amazing. So I've got my salad, I've got my drink, and then I want to finish it off and show you this. Don't shoot the messenger. I get it. I know about the sugar. I'm with you. But once in a while, the body calls for something sweet. Am I right? Yeah. And we want to do so in a way where we train the palate to look for ways that are gentle sweeteners that also give us a boost. Again, wherever you are on the journey, this is about you all. I am just showing you things that I have found that do the trick on this side. So you make the decision. Do you know what these are?
No,
Okay.
can't see it.
These are fresh figs. Have you ever had a fresh fig?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. They are about the most delicious thing ever. But what I want to tell you about the fig is how high in fiber it is. How high in fiber. Now, I say that because, again, wherever you are, you want to be able to monitor your GI health in a way that is supportive. So we don't want to go crazy on the fig. What I want you to know about the fig is that it's got a tremendous nutritional profile if you can tolerate it, and it is a natural clean things out. Yeah. So 35 grams a day is the average amount of fiber that we should be taking in. And these little babies are chock full of that. So if you are somebody that likes something a little sweet, the fig tends to do the trick, and they are beautifully in season right now. I feel like you've got a really good covering for a good lunch. I'm going to stop there for a second and make sure I don't have any questions. I'm happy to, once again, for our gals that just jumped on, just know that there will be two different, slightly the same, fun superfood salads in the show notes. But in a nutshell, that's what I do during the day. Pausing for a second to see if I've got any questions. Maria, anything for me? Feel free to come off mute, come on camera. I know Danielle had a question about what if you don't want to make that big thing, and if you have what if you want to do a bar? We can talk about that later on if you want.
What do you
Anybody?
do? How do you eat the fig? What do you do with it? Just eat.
Oh my goodness, I go like this. Pull off the little end there. I can't help but say, forgive me. God is amazing. If you saw the inside of this, it looks like art. The fig is beautiful, really. I could go on a whole thing on figs. I'm Italian. Figs are, I don't think they get enough press because they're not super sweet, but they do seem to take the edge off if you need a little something. Now, my husband would say, if you wrap this baby in prosciutto, it's even better, but we're not going to do that. Yeah. Okay. All right. You ready to move on? No questions for me? Are we done with the food? Yes? Okay. So I prepared this lunch and I'm being serious. In order to get yourself into a place of really giving your food the attention that it deserves. When I make that salad, as silly as it sounds, it feels like I'm creating something special, right? I'm thinking about the farmers. I'm thinking about bringing that to my table. I'm thinking about how many people and things were involved in creating so many ingredients into that. One of the best ways that you can get yourself into a terrific mindset to sit down and have a beautiful lunch and with a beautiful glass with a beautiful salad is to sit and pause. I know many of us pray, right? We say a prayer before our food. And I love to do that. I love to do that. That's a part of every single meal in the Fritz household. But here's something else that's a part of it. We have two parts to our nervous system. We have the sympathetic side, which is responsible for our fight or flight. We're going to not pay attention to that so much because I feel like that's where most of us live, especially when we have a diagnosis like cancer, right? When we have a diagnosis like cancer, everything feels jacked up. I can say that from a caregiving perspective. I can only imagine what it's like to be on it personally, right? There's that side. Nobody has any trouble being in fight or flight. But where we do have trouble is pulling ourselves into rest and digest. Notice what I said, the second word. Rest and digest is the other part of our nervous system, right? It's the parasympathetic part of our nervous system. And here lately, with the way our culture, the way our world has spun, is we actively need to find ways to invoke that parasympathetic response. So I know most of you, if not all of you, know about the Vita Ball. But what I want to share with you today is how simple, either before you say a quick prayer or afterwards, it would be to put your feet flat on the floor and enjoy a nice, calming, relaxing breath to ensure that you're positioning your body and your GI tract to be in rest mode. It's not very good for us to be in the sympathetic fight or flight when we're eating. So as a double down, I just want to invite you to just enjoy what's called equal ratio breathing with me. So if your feet are flat on the floor, I'm using the Vita Ball just as a guide. So something to like pull my attention to. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a normal breath in and I'm going to take an easy breath out. When it's time to inhale again, I invite you to pull the air in through your nose and count to 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And through your nose, exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do it one more time. Inhale breath 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 4, 3, 2, 1. Blink open your eyes and take a normal breath, an easy breath, whatever feels nice to you, and come back to me for a second. So the way I set this up is, my favorite is to do a quick breathing exercise, to say thank you to the Lord in my prayer, and then to enjoy that food. Is that realistic every single day of the week? I know it's not. I know it's not. However, these small little shifts in your life matter for a couple of reasons. We don't tend to slow down. And in fact, I would make the argument that we tend to try to push the gas pedal in this journey. We want to get to the other healthy NED as fast as we possibly can. But I do think the pause is part of the healing. And so if we can intentionally slow down not only our eating, our praying, our breathing, I think that those are some steps that enhance or elevate the healing journey. I'll leave it at that. I'll pause here for a second and ask if you have any questions. That's equal ratio breathing, and I will put a tutorial in the show notes of me doing that if that's something that you enjoy. The 2 recipes so far, and then we'll move on to our third part. Maria, you have any questions for me? I love your background. Very nature, very funfetti salad.
Hi, yeah, I do have a question, and I'm always amazed how I learn something new every day, but I've never seen this eatable or
Oh, honey, it's because I invented it.
really.
It's on our website. I did not do that for that reason. I promise. The girls, some of the ladies can tell you. The Vita Ball is a handheld tool that's got 5 different breathing exercises. I lost my brother a few years ago to cancer, and I created this to help him take a better breath. Part of the proceeds go back to Believe Big, and it's a tool to teach you how to take a better breath. Do you need it to breathe? You do not. It is just a fun way to learn the breathing exercises. And plus, you know what? I look younger when I glow up my face like this. So don't you think? I'm teasing. You can find out about it on our website or thevitaball.com. Thank you for
I
asking.
tried Googling, like I couldn't find.
It's the, and then VIDA ball.com.
The Vitable. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thanks for asking. I appreciate it. Any other questions before we continue on? Tracy, I won't call you out, but I just want you to know I see you, and I am hopeful that if you have any questions that you'll feel comfortable asking. Everybody good? All right, let's move on. Today is definitely information. So this next part is very important. It's important to all of us on the call, but it's really important to my colleagues and I that are on the call. We are doing something for the very first time on September the 13th. I would be surprised if you, Maria, and you, Tracy, didn't already know about it, but for our listeners that are listening to it for the first time, please bear with me. I'm just going to show you this card. We are having our first Integrative Care Symposium. It's a cancer symposium. It will be held here in Maryland, specifically Towson, Maryland, on September the 13th from 9 a.m. in the morning to 5 p.m. This is important. I'm not just asking you to put a pin in it. I want you to know the why behind this symposium, because I am very excited not only to attend, but I'm excited for you all to learn more. There is going to be some incredible experts at this event. Now, for many of us who believe big, we're not all located in Maryland, and I get it. What's cool about this one is there's a virtual option. So there is nobody that has to be excluded from this day event. Why it's important is because I believe that we are in a time where people are starting to pay attention, really close attention, that there are additional tools. Notice that I didn't say other or better tools. They very well may be better, but that's not for me to decide or you to decide. What you need to decide with is your team, okay? So this is a place where we're concentrating information on the integrative route that you can get for 8 hours. If you're able to attend live, there's an organic lunch that's being provided. There will be vendors there talking about their products and their tools. But most importantly, there are some leaders in this field that are going to be talking about cutting edge research and new protocols. So I highly encourage you to go to the website. Again, I will put this in the show notes, but there's this cute little QR code right here that will take you right to that location. But if you have trouble, you're going to go to the believebig.org site, and you're going to look. It's plastered all over the website. Danielle, who's on the call, who is the master of all in our office, she's that beautiful on the right, my right side anyway, wearing yellow and the Believe Big sign behind her. She will take great care of you. If you need any help, you can call into the office. But I really want to strongly encourage you to consider virtual if you're not in town. And if you are in town, come see us, come meet us, come learn more. Fascinating information. And many of the speakers and many of the panelists, I feel like they are, I'm going to be fangirling because they are really rock stars in this world. And I think that you will learn a ton and be very helpful. So bring your notebook, bring your notes, bring your good attitude, and then come meet us and see what's going on in the integrative world. I'm going to stop there and make sure that Maria and Tracy don't have any questions. And Lynette, I think Lynette's coming in live too. So me, Danielle, and Lynette, you can meet us live. Questions about that, Maria? No? Where are you calling in from, Maria? Are you local?
Arlington, Virginia. And I signed up for the symposium
Are you
in person.
coming in person? Oh, good, good. We'll see you on the 13th. And if you have any questions about that, of course, you can always reach out. But it's going to be, dare I say, and I know I'm the outlier, I think it's going to be a very fun day. And so the reason why I say that is because superfood salads and superfood drinks and superfood desserts, right? I feel like we get into this mindset on the cancering journey where it's not okay, that you can still have a good time. I remember very clearly with both of my family members being the reminder that life is still beautiful. Life is still full of fun activities. And I feel like September 13th, I could be wrong, but I feel like it's going to be a lot of fun. And I want that for all of us, right? I'll see you then, Maria. Tracy, I don't know if you said you were going to come on, but if you do, please come up and say hello. Give me a hug. I'm always so grateful that you all join me each month. Okay. All right, let's move on. I have two more things that I want to chat with you about. Maria, can I use you as an example? Are you familiar with the organization called Support Now?
I might have heard about it, but probably no, not closely.
Not okay. And Tracy, do you mind chiming in on the chat and letting me know? Have you ever heard of Support Now? Danielle, you have not. Good. Okay. Not good that you haven't heard of it, but I'm going to tell you about it now. So I may ask Danielle to give me a hand in just a moment. But one of the things that, again, today was about the hacks and trying to find some shortcuts to get you information and then also tools. But one of the things that our team has been deeply discussing and I found extraordinarily fascinating, and I'd love to pass it along to you all, is this website called supportnow.org. Danielle's going to show it in a minute. But the reason why I'm really excited to learn more and to have you all learn more is, again, depending on who we're talking about, who's on the journey, whether it be me, the caregiver, or somebody who has had the diagnosis. One of the things that I found extremely challenging is this curating of information. I always say that cancer is the full-time job that you did not apply for, right? All of a sudden, everything comes to a screeching halt. You have all this time, but you have all of this content and information, which side, which doctor, how am I going to afford this? What am I going to eat? Where am I going? There's just a lot of tentacles, a lot of things. This Support Now, and I was curious because 4, 5, 6 years ago, this was not the case, but somebody got really smart and put together this website that includes a place for you to raise funds if you're financially struggling, a place for that you can have meal organization, a place to coordinate all the people that want to help you that you have no idea what you need help with yet. And then finally, a place to communicate once. I'm going to back into this. I was the news you could use reporter for both people in my family. I say that teasingly, but the amount of text messages and the amount of phone calls that were a daily grind for me, that was the majority of what I was doing initially, was communicating. Everybody wanted to know where they could support. Everybody wanted to know how he and my mom were doing each step of it. And I didn't want to deny that, but as a caregiver, you've got to save the energy. This site, you can create a free account. You can go on the hunt and organize everything from this hub that you might need. I did find out yesterday that you can turn off the fundraising component of it. I know that's a sticky conversation for some, but the various features of this website, take what you need. In addition to that, there was a really cool part about being able to search available grants away from us, away from Believe Big. What I mean by that is there's a big list in there, and then you start to add and filter and whatnot, and you can do your own research in terms of grant money beyond Believe Big right there at the hub. Long story short, get on there and create an account. You don't know what you don't know, and you don't know what you might need, but this has really pulled it in, and you're not having to do multiple things. I could have really used this a few years ago. I would have totally used it for the sharing of updates. That's what I would have used it for first. The second thing I would have used it for, I would have coordinated. Please do not send balloons. I would have coordinated. Please do not send our family. I love you very much, but please do not send our family casseroles. That's not where we are with this. And as much as I love you for asking, I would rather not have that because it makes me feel bad about throwing away food. But as somebody who, and I don't mean to pick on casseroles because casseroles can certainly be healthy. I'm just using it as an example, like the can of cream of chicken, the store-bought chicken, the processed, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? So that was important to me and my family, is that if you want to send food, we're picky eaters. Is it awful? No, because I got to hide behind an email and I didn't have to turn it down. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like this website is worth a big look-see. All of us have varying needs, and I feel like this website would grow with the need that you may have at any given time. I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to call her out because I'm going to pass the baton and I'm going to see if I missed anything. Lynette knows this website better than I do, and I want to see if I missed any really important parts to supportnow.org.
I don't think you missed anything. I think you did a wonderful job of presenting all that is in it. We have other websites similar to this, but this one is a little more comprehensive.
Yeah.
And yes, the fundraising part of it is not so unique, other than if your donor wants to pay for the processing fee, then you get 100% of what comes through. So that's a nice feature.
Well, that I was negligent in saying that. That was one of the other things that I noticed, is that the fees associated with some of this fundraising goes away. In addition, if you are somebody, wherever you are in it, the caregiver, the patient, whatever you are, the website in and of itself is free. Again, I look for hacks and tricks and tips by way of, don't get me involved in something that's going to cause me a subscription cost later on, or that is going to take me down a rabbit hole that I'm going to have one more thing. I look for things like, how do I conserve my energy? How do I preserve the precious time that I want to be doing something else? But again, making sure that I'm considerate of the friends and family that love us so much that needed to be updated. It just didn't require me to do this all day long. Oh, it's nice to hear from you. It's nice to hear from you. I just directed them. I used, at that time, it wasn't Caring Bridge, but it was another one like that. And it was great because what happened is people started to join the community of our family. They would upload pictures, wishes, and things like that. And it just kept everybody connected. I always put out a Monday or a Friday, something positive, some sort of win, and something showing a picture to say, look, we're okay. We're all good. You don't have to call. I tease, but like people, like the calling was a lot. And so this, you get more bang for your buck, is what I'm saying. So Lynette, thank you for the reminder of the fees. Anything else that I might have forgotten on that? We'll make sure.
I would just add that the grants, it's really customizable, and you can actually reach out to Abby, who is the woman who has a beautiful testimony, who created this database, and tell her you can work directly with her and she will help you navigate that.
I watched, it was interesting on their website, on their front facing website, they have a TED, she's doing a TED Talk.
Jordan, yes.
It was very good. It was a very good TED Talk. And it really reinforced the fact I used to feel very guilty about saying what I said to you all just now. ease up on the phone calls, no casseroles or whatnot. I did. And I said it much nicer than I'm saying it right now. I'm kind of being cheeky. But the reality is that if we sit back and we truly are in service of one another and our own health, you have to find a way to speak it out loud and say what you want, and not you are the captain, the pilot, whatever you want to call it, of your health journey. You are. And sometimes less is more. And I found that this website would be extraordinarily helpful to pull it back a little bit and ease up on the caregivers. That's my 2 cents on that. So Danielle, you got anything you want to add to any of that?
No, I think it's great. Good resource
I do
for
too.
people to have available.
So check it out. It is 12:38 Eastern time. I have one last, and then I'll open up for any final questions next month. So I can't even believe this, but the gal that normally sets me up for food for thought, she's away this week, reminded me that in September, this will be our 4th season of Food for Thought. And I don't know why that makes me incredibly emotional, but it does, because I am very proud of the team that I get to work with. And I am very grateful for the people that listen, not only live, but then turn around and we see all the replays on the back end. That means that the service that I choose to do has some kind of impact. And I'm hoping that we can continue on in a way that continues to meet you where you are, takes away some of the noise of these high level words and these high level process and these go find somebody that you can just come back here and at least talk about something that we all love, which is most of us love food, right? And I'll do my job and you continue to do your job in great healing. Next month, as we kick off season 4, I get to be with Jen Nolan. And if you know me, you know I love everybody at Mission Nutrition, but to work with the head gal there, Jen Nolan, is one of my favorites. And she's going to be talking about, we're going to continue on this cooking conversation about cooking for anti-inflammation. Again, I cannot emphasize to you enough, get a hold of these little bite-sized topics. Why? Because each of the small things add up to the big thing, which is the healing, right? And so she's going to be with us to teach us some meals that will soothe and nourish the immune system and get away from what we don't want, which is inflammation. So that is September the 17th, and that'll be our kickoff. And that's all I got. That's all I got today. I'll open it up. You let me know questions about the salad, the drink, the dessert, the symposium, the supportnow.org, or next month's topic. And if there's no questions, you get to get out of school early. Thank you, Danielle and Lynette, for joining me. And Maria and Tracy, thank you. And for the rest of you that are going to watch this later on, same thing. Thank you. We love you very much. We're praying big for you every single day. And I sincerely hope I see you on the 17th, but I hope I see you on the 13th as well. So have a great day. Love you guys and keep believing big.